I never intended to do a film. I had no experience, no equipment, and no background. It was the furthest thing from my mind. This journey began while preparing for a presentation that emphasized the importance that awareness and focused attention had on brain function. During this process, a friend of mine gave me Naomi Wolf's book, The End of America. This publication, along with discussions I had with others, made me aware of just how uninformed I was. So I set out to educate myself. As I looked, as I explored, as I began to lift up these rocks, it kept getting worse and worse. I discovered that it was far darker and far more sinister than anything I could have imagined. So with no experience, but a ton of determination, I chose to share my truth with anyone who might listen. Time is running out, America. 3 or 4 more election cycles, and the voices of the little people will be permanently silenced. You know, if these New World Order types had some kindness, some humanity, some morality, perhaps one world government is what we need. But mainly these are nasty people, characterized as banksters, with a lust for money and a ruthless disregard for human suffering. Sadly, this is all made possible by a media that is owned and controlled by these very forces. What I say is all true if the same schmucks that have been in charge remain in charge. Why? Because the people that own media choose wherever it is that the light is to be shown. So the same stories and the same sound bites across 6 media conglomerates constitutes what the public is to learn about their world and their country. So be aware that what you hear from Kitty Couric, or Brian Williams, a CFR member, Diane Sawyer, or Wolf Blitzer, or those at Fox News, and even Jim Lear at PBS, will never address any issues that will upset the owners, the advertisers, or the sponsors of their programs. We are headed towards total corporate domination. The signs are everywhere, and it's time to start over. We are way beyond small changes, minor adjustments in Washington. The longer our officials have been there, the more dependent they have become on corporate sponsorship, be they a Democrat or a Republican. It's time to get rid of these corporate pawns and return the control of the government back to the people. You know, a government by and for the people, like a democracy. It has become frighteningly clear that we are being shaped, predisposed, and conditioned to accept a global agenda that minimizes sovereignty, individualization, critical thinking, and political or corporate accountability, while it maximizes fear and greed with a dumbed-down public too stupid to question and too afraid to act. It really has been a magnificent media dance. Enough truth has been sprinkled in to give us the illusion that the full story has been uncovered and has been fully discussed. Yet if one were ever to stop, look, and think about things, it would become real obvious that there's no music at all. It's just a dance. A dance of deception that the whole world can see. Yet in spite of all this, I am hopeful, for we now are in the information age. In this new era, paradigms based on fear, control, and secrecy will struggle. It will be almost impossible to hide, and a new elite will begin to emerge. an elite characterized by free and open access to information and not secrecy. Hopefully, the days of the Wild Wild West are coming to an end. But by no means is it time to count these guys out. They currently own the entire world, and all the guns, and much of that power is now being aimed at the internet. They know this is a big crack in their dam of secrets, and are attempting to plug this hole as I speak. Remember, they absolutely do not want a level playing field. And even though Google is a member of the CFR and has locked arms with the elite, perhaps it will join in the fight to maintain equal and open access to every site on the internet. So stay alert, stay vigilant, fight to keep information on the internet freely accessible to everyone. It is our last hope. It allows for little people like myself to share facts that otherwise would remain buried. But remember, you are a David facing a Goliath of money, power, and control. Hopefully this film will expand a spirit of citizen journalism that is just beginning. For it is now up to you and I. Government, politicians, the press, and the media sold out long ago. Deceptions was completed on a $600 computer with $80 worth of editing software. Anybody can do this, and we must. We all must become citizen journalists. True transparency is not possible in Washington. So play your music, dance your dance, paint your pictures, and sing your songs. When you see something wrong, film it, photo it, and tell it. Do not be afraid to lift up all the rocks, not just the safe ones, and discuss what it is that you see. Let the world know that on your block, on your watch, you're not afraid to look, to see, to hear, and to tell. For more information about this film and what you can do, go to www.deceptionsusa.com.